My name is Orlando Ray Dial, and I work here at Waterloo West High, but I've been in Waterloo schools for 21 years now. And here at West High, I have two responsibilities. 8/10 of my day, I'm a administrative assistant. I'm basically in charge of 9th and 10th grade attendance, and then the other 2/10 of the day I teach macroeconomics, and I also teach Introduction to Black Studies, which is my ICN course. Today my main focus with the students was really to get them to review what my student teacher had been covering with them. I have a student teacher this last 7 weeks, and he just started teaching, and with our scheduling issues, I didn't want him to have to wait another week. So what I wanted to find out from the students was what have they been covering and what do they think about what they've been covering. So I chose to do not so much lecture, but more discussion, question and answer, to find out where are they. And then it also gave the student teacher an opportunity to reassess what he thinks they've learned and what he needs to reinforce. Now, for this particular course, I call it Introduction to Black Studies as opposed to a Black History course, because about 50% of it is, in fact, history, chronological order, that kind of thing. Then the other half, because we're one of the few schools in Iowa that even offer it, we do a lot of race relations kinds of things, so it becomes more topical and less chronological. And the goal then is for the students to not just know some history, but then to get some topical things to make some decisions about what role they should play in society with regard to race relations. The assessment tool that I use in this course especially tends to be fairly subjective. A lot of essay writing, 2- and 3-page papers, because one, my teaching style tends to lend itself more to that type of assessment, and the other, there's always a time lag. When I have one site in Moravia, Iowa, then another here in town at East High, getting the papers to me, I need at least a week to get all the information, read the information, and get it back to the students. So, and I kind of like essay for this particular class because it fits the style and what we're doing, especially when we go topical. It allows the students to express what they think a little bit easier. Today's teaching strategy was chosen because I needed to do a quick assessment, and I didn't want it to be a paper and pencil assessment. I wanted to hear from the students in their own words, what have you learned, what do you think about the issues we're looking at redefining racism and as being black. Part of the issue the students face, there's this rumor or myth that being black is acting dumb, and being white, or if a black student acts smart or does well in school, they're acting white. So I wanted to be able to quickly follow up every time a student would answer, to probe a little more. So this strategy works best for that. The feedback, one of the advantages of this particular style of discussion, I can zoom in on a particular student, and when they make a comment or ask a question, I can stay with that student and do a lot of follow-up, and I can rephrase a question, and then it even allows them, and a couple of times they did, like, well, I heard what you said, but I'm not sure what you meant, and so I could then rephrase the question and give them many opportunities. And this particular activity, and the course in general, teaching it through the fiber optic network, some of the things that come up, it's always fun for me when a student realizes, especially in Black Studies, that black people have stereotypes just like white people do. And early in the semester, one of the students here, when we were doing some basic introductions, she asked the students in Moravia, do you guys have electricity? And everybody kind of looked like, but if they're on the ICN too and they've got computers and a TV, they've got to have electricity. And you could just see people like, oh, I never thought about that. But it set the stage for, I wonder what other stereotypes we have.